Yeah, now I'm a pirate.
I don't suppose that outfit comes with any of the stuff I just downloaded, does it? The hat and all that?
No, sadly it was free during last Christmas.
Oh, okay. Same with the box on his back, that chest.
Yep.
Okay. Well, fair enough. If I'd been playing this game back when you first told me about it, I would have had that.
It is what it is. There'll be
Yeah,
another Christmas soon.
there it will. It's too far away. 6 months away.
Yeah, true.
Too long. I hate it.
You know, I appreciate each of the seasons for what they are, except for the months of January and February. Those were just cold with no snow. Fuck me.
Oh, yeah, that is true. I was about to say that I love them because they're cold, but it is true that we... Well, you know what? It used to be that, and maybe my memory is completely wrong because it often is, and this is going way back to early childhood, but I could swear that when I was a little kid, when I would get off for, Christmas break at school in grade school, my memory is that it was always snowing, kids in the playground for recess, running around on ice and shit like that. December always beautiful and white. And then now it seems like that's rarely ever the case, and it's been pushed forward to January, February. Here in the middle of Illinois, it's January and February that are the winter, the snowiest winters.
In my 26 years... Well, actually, yeah, it's coming up on 26 years in 20 days, actually. But in my 26 years, I would be shocked if I have had more than 10% of my Christmases as white Christmases.
Shit, really? 10%?
Yeah.
Wow. I guess I should consider myself lucky then. I figure it's been about roughly 30%? 30, 40 maybe, most? Yeah, I'm always looking forward to White Christmas and pretty disappointed when it isn't. Well, okay, now when you say White Christmas, do you mean like snow for Christmas? Like actually like on Christmas Day? Or do you mean like, okay. Yeah, I guess my numbers would probably be a little bit lower then. Yeah. Yeah, because I've often seen snow leading up to Christmas, but then like a few days before it'll melt, and then Christmas Day will be like 50 degrees. That happens here a lot. It's bullshit.
Alright, well, there's one path that is stamina recovery that then leads to more crit power, or power versus monsters, which leads to the choice between move speed and crit chance.
Yeah, I'm seeing that. This is going to be one I think I'm going to leave to you, because there's pros and cons to both, I suppose.
Yeah?
Oh, shit, you know what? I just realized, though. Oh, no. Oh, wait. Yeah, that's right. I hate to do this, but I was gonna. I forgot I was gonna alter my weapon. I was gonna. Well, it's not. Nah, it's not that important. It's fine. It's fine.
All right. We could just all jump off a cliff to intentionally fail to run.
Yeah, let's do that. Actually, let's find the first cliff and jump off it. Yeah, it's not the biggest deal. I created a new set of daggers for myself because it seems like I can't ever get daggers anymore for Krillian. And I created a set, and I happened to create an orange set. I was like, oh, that's pretty cool. And I went and gave it different properties, but I was going to give it a different trait. And I forgot to do that. And it's not the biggest deal. As soon as I do it and waste the resources to do it, then I'll probably unlock new daggers anyway. And in fact, that brings up a good question. Do you only ever reroll traits on items if they've already gotten to 300?
Yeah,
I figured so.
Yeah, I was told to do that a long time ago, and it seems to have stuck.
Because it's kind of wasteful otherwise, I guess, right?
Yeah.
Okay, your character successfully jumped, I guess because you went flying.
Well, I used the Slayer's special move.
That's what I'm saying, yeah, I because of that, just disappeared.
Yeah.
I heard you yell, and it's great that you disappeared because that fits with the fact that his voice just drowned out, or fizzled out. It was like, oh no! That would suggest that you did in fact go flying somewhere off to your death. Yeah. That's pretty great.
Yeah, just...
Yeah, I forgot that I can't go off a cliff because my friends are going to save me. You had your special use, but I unfortunately don't have the same.
Yeah.
So I don't actually know if I can kill myself. I'll just, you know what, this won't work either. I was going to say I'll just blow myself up somewhere, but, oh, this is the cool level too, that sucks.
You do have magic. You can just blow yourself up a bunch.
But then, yeah, I'll just do it over and over then. Because I was going to say, well, they'll revive me, but if I do it enough, I guess I'll probably die.
Yeah, we're on veteran difficulty, so you get 2 downs.
Oh, I didn't know it changed between difficulties. That makes sense that it would, but I didn't realize that would be the case.
Yeah, on 3 of the 5, on Champion, Legend, and Cataclysm, it's 1 down. On Veteran, it's 2. On Recruit, it's 4.
Oh, okay.
Which, I don't know how you get down 4 times on Recruit, but I guess someone does.
So am I.
Heh.
What now?
I suppose it could happen if you're overwhelmed by bosses or whatever.
Maybe, and the bots just aren't helping at all.
Yeah. I mean, again, it'd be kind of hard to imagine a situation like that, but I'm sure it's happened.
I like watching Carillion just raise her hands a bunch.
Every now and then I don't blow up, though. Like this time I just kind of... Like, I'm locked into the blocking position, and my power is going back down on its own.
Weird.
Yeah, I'm intentionally trying to blow myself up. It's almost like it's doing it again. Oh, wait, okay, no, that time I blew up.
Okay, and only one more time and you'll explode forever.
Yeah, forever and ever and ever. Never have the character's erased from the game, and even if I uninstall and reinstall it, she's gone.
I remember Kojima wanted one of the Metal Gear games to have that mechanic where if you died, you got 1 life, and if you died, then the game copy was just considered locked.
Oh God, really?
Yeah, and every other dev was like, no.
Do that if you want to completely be like mob onslaughted out of the game industry forever.
Yeah, like that is one of those things of like Hideo Kojima has some very interesting, very creative ideas. But there are also sometimes where he's like, this will indicate how serious it is to die. Like, no, this will indicate how serious it is that my fist is going to go straight up your ass and out your mouth.
I can't remember who said it or why, but somebody, and I'm sure it's been made several times at this point, but somebody at one point made a really good eloquent comment about how there needs to be a line between artistic expression and practical functionality. And that's one of the better examples I can think of, because people don't play games to be taught like serious philosophical lessons. They play them to have fun. And if you do something that dramatically removes their ability to have fun, such as, for example, take it to the extreme that they can never play their fucking game again, like, how does that even work financially? What, do they get their money back? I mean, good God. I applaud his, like, desire to push the boundaries, but Jesus, I'm glad that somebody reined him in. Probably the stockholders. Like, don't ever do this ever, or we'll actually literally cut your throat.
Yeah.
Jesus.
We're calling in the fucking Paramount team.
Yeah. Get Kojima Dimension Breakdown. No. Worse.
Oh, God.
Did he mention Forrest Gump? No. I was just trying to think. Yeah, I think that's Paramount. Yeah, that's Paramount. Yeah. I don't know. I don't get to... Even now to this day, people, people post movie clips and everything else. And every now and then, when I used to do it, I don't really do it anymore, but every now and then I would also post a clip of something. You know, just like a brief clip that would have, I don't know, like, I don't know, I can't remember what, it doesn't even matter. But there have been one or two times where I posted something that happened to have some game footage in it or whatever, and YouTube would still catch it. It would be like, oh no, it wasn't, it was music. It was music. I would post a song that was like it was 2 songs mixed together or whatever. Like I thought, there was a version, okay, now I remember what it was. There was a version of a song that is in the Judgment Night soundtrack. And I told you about that movie, and we talked about it briefly that night, and you seemed to be interested in it, but then when I sent you the trailer, you never commented on it. So I don't know if you ever watched it or what. We can always talk about it another time. But anyway, that movie is famous for its soundtrack. The soundtrack actually, in a way, was more successful than the movie was. And on it was a really good piece of music that is also in the, if I recall correctly, it's in the trailer. But the trailer doesn't have like the full version with the vocals and everything else. It's like a neutered down version of it or whatever.
Yeah.
And so I mixed it together in such a way to where the actually no, you know what it was? It was the music video. There was a music video for that song that was done for the movie, for Judgment Night, but the only version of it available on YouTube is the censored version. And so I merged that with the uncensored version and posted it so people could enjoy the video and the uncensored song, and it was taken down. And so the only reason I bring that up is because I was going to say I don't really understand still, despite everything I described earlier, and I gave up on posting stuff like that, whatever. I didn't think that one would be a problem, but it was, so I took it down, whatever. I didn't get copyright flagged, but they were like, no, we had to take it away, and okay, fine. I don't know what allows some people to do that and others not. I don't know like, I mean, you can go right now and probably find any song anywhere from anybody on YouTube right now. You could probably find millions of movies that are copyrighted on YouTube right now. I don't know how they get away with it. I don't know how I can see that stuff posted all day. There's actually a channel called Flashback or Movie Flashback or something that literally just plays clips of famous movies, like the scene at the end of Joker, which I won't reveal now in case anyone hasn't seen it. You know, a very pivotal scene at the very end of Joker, and there it is, just like right there for you to watch in its entirety. And it's like, well, how come that's not flagged? You know, I don't know. I don't get it.
I want to say those specific movie clip channels generally do have deals set up of like, okay, we'll give you a cut if you let us just upload this, right?
Do they do that? I mean, I guess it wouldn't be without the without the realm of possibility, but I didn't know that that was anything that the movie studios did, because often they have their own channels on YouTube. So I don't know.
That's true, but they usually post trailers on them instead.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, I guess I haven't. Yeah, I don't remember the last time that I saw a movie studio channel post an actual clip of their movies. That might be it.
Yeah.
Although that's also weird then that they wouldn't just do that on their own. They'd outsource it to somebody else. I guess if they get the revenue either way.
Yeah.
Hmm. No, I don't know. Interesting. I'm looking here to see. Okay. Yeah, shit. Okay. Is the only way you can get orange dust from breaking orange items?
Yes.
That's what I thought. I'll roll once and just see what I get. Push strength. Fuck it, I'm re-rolling twice. Critical hits increase attack speed by 20% for 5 seconds. There we go. That's good enough.
All right.
Okay. I'm satisfied. Yay!
Yeah, let's do this.
And yeah, I still have the old message. Rat roast objective completed.
Yeah, I checked the Okri book, and it was indeed get a warp fire thrower with friendly fire, kill 3 beastmen.
Okay, I did not know the enemies actually totally straight up could hurt each other. That's interesting.
Oh yeah.
Didn't know that.
Without respite. A halo marks a site cursed by the
I'm always
chaos
liking the
gods.
20% extra health.
What's the worst that
Yeah, and
But
less
10%
specials is pretty
critical,
nice.
Oh, that is less specials, right, right.
I say
I
let's
guess
go
both
for
of
it.
them lead to the... Yeah, I was gonna say both lead to the same place, so why not? Oh, I have 41 coins. For a second I thought it said I had negative 11 coins. The 4
you're-
looked like a dash.
You owe the gods.
I was gonna say, how does that work? Yeah, and not only that, but how am I indebted? Like how? What did I overspend? How is that even possible?
You took out a loan.
I went to the Pilgrim Bank and defaulted on the poor pilgrims.
Oh, good lord, now we're both playing careers that don't take ammunition. I even got the Slayer's one ranged weapon, but it's the throwing axe, which reloads itself the same way that Krilling's javelins do.
Oh, he's got throwing axes.
Yeah,
And
you
he
need to
never
beat the
runs
winds of you need to beat the winds of magic level to unlock it, but
Oh.
It seems the eye
Is
of the
it
chaos
that way for
gods
every character?
is
Does every character
elsewhere.
have a special weapon that can be unlocked in that mode?
yes.
Okay, I'm gonna have to look into that.
Yeah.
Have you done them all for all characters?
Yes. Krillian gets the shield and spear combo, which is by far the fastest shield weapon in the game, because she just stabs like a mad woman with a spear bow. She also gets a shield, so she gets all the perks of that.
Okay. What would you say is the best of those weapons in that particular... Like which character gets the best weapon out of that?
They went with pretty creative weapons for all of them. The game isn't designed to have weapons be per se the best, right?
Well, just your personal opinion. Which one do you think is the most effective? Well, first of all, finish what you were going to say. I didn't mean to cut you off.
I'm personally really fond... There's a Skaven that's just standing here with no arm, and he's like,
Did you say he's standing with no arm?
Yeah. Where the hell
Is
he
he
go?
dead, or... I went around the underside.
Is he still standing there for you? Because for me, he's standing right here.
Yeah, no one's standing.
Oh, well, shit. Yeah, and bowled him over with that one. But nonetheless, what was I going to say? Yeah, let's see, yeah. For Salt's Power, that's how you get the bill hook.
Oh, that's how you get that. Okay. I'm sure you mentioned that, but at the time probably didn't understand the context.
For Sienna, it's a flaming flail.
Ooh.
What does Kruber get for beating Winds of Magic? The heavy spear. The heavy spear. It's a big fucking spear that hits real hard.
Okay. Is it a? I would assume it'd be a straight shot as opposed to swinging.
Yeah, he'll do a little swing at the end of the combo, but it's a good swing. It's a crowd clear swing.
Okay. Yeah, I like the. You know me. I like the swings as opposed to the thrusts.
Yeah. And
Just my particular style.
The Ubersreich missions also, if you beat all 3 of them with the same character, then you'll get a weapon for that character as well. They're a little bit less exciting, though.
Okay.
Like, Barden gets the dual hammers from that.
Ah.
What does Carillion get? Carillion gets... Son of a bitch.
Chicken McNuggets.
Chicken McNuggets. That's exactly right.
I knew it!
The Skaven are defeated with the power of Carillion's Chicken McNuggets.
You throw them on the ground and they can't resist.
Yeah, it's the ultimate crowd control stun weapon.
They run and just start munching down, and you're allowed to just walk up and splatter them.
Yeah, Kruber will start chopping away and they don't do anything about it. Like, yeah, that sucks for that other Skaven guy, but these Chicken McNuggets, man.
They're so fucking good.
I'm losing my shit.
I like the idea of somebody having to proclaim, I'm losing my shit.
They got... fuck fighting! Fuck it! I don't care what they're gonna do to me when I get back to the town. They can execute my ass. I'm gonna say, I don't care, I got my Chicken McFucking Nuggets.
I mean, when you think about it, based on the life you said they live, I mean, it's almost kind of like they might as well.
Yeah.
Like, I'll have this one moment of greatness in my life, and I'll go back to face whatever it is they're going to do to me.
Face the fucking music, face the bullets,
yeah.
whatever.
Yeah.
Oh, the hand axe. Grilling gets the hand axe, which you would not like. It's a weird weapon.
Okay.
It's relatively fast, but it's definitely more of a solo target anti-armor kind of weapon, which is not your style.
Yeah, I'm sure it's good, but yeah, not my style.
Chest of Trials. There's arguments around it. I think it's generally agreed that all the weapons are effectively good, and all the weapons you can beat the game with on the highest difficulty, but whenever I see people arguing about what is the worst weapon in the game, the usual argument agrees, though, it is, in fact, the axe that Krillin gets from the Ubersreich DLC.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's funny to think of a DLC weapon as being considered the worst, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. And is there a consensus among these people as to why? Is there, like, one main reason?
I didn't see any, no.
Oh, look, Pilgrim's coins.
Where?
Oh, there, on the outside.
Oh, on the side.
But do we want to crack open that chest of trials?
Yeah, pretty much always going for it. I find the chest of trials a lot of fun.
Have you seen the animation Krillian does when she opens that?
No, I didn't even know there was an animation to open them. I thought they just kind of like stand by them and they click in.
No, it's she honestly just, she looks at it with a contemplation with her finger on her chin, like
Oh, cool. Is that unique to her then? The other characters don't do that same animation?
I don't know. Next time we run into one, I'll open it and you look and see what Barden does.
Yeah.
Plague Vermin and Berserkers at the same time?
Is it, I guess it's random then, huh?
Yeah. Ooh. You got mobbed by Plague Vermin there, huh?
Yeah, I think it was back up here against the rock up there. Something suddenly just started draining a lot of my health.
Yeah, that'll be them.
They're always, it's those specific guys that seem to always be getting me.
Oh, no, look, it was about that letter. I had nothing to do with it.
He said he would watch my career with interest. Why do you suppose he said that?
Really couldn't say. You'd have to ask Bardin.
I'm right here.
Oh, good luck, I don't exist again. I got feelings too.
Just because I'm short.
Mayhap I see pilgrims' coins.
Oh, millions of them.
Pilgrim's coins.
It's the reason why Carillions is still my favorite to me. Well, not only just the fact that she just openly declares them as her coins. I think that's very, very amusing. But she says it in a way that's just very delighted.
Yeah.
She's like, my coins. I
It's
mean,
an
I guess
unusual
all the
joy for her.
Yeah, I think that's why it stands out to me. She's usually not quite that happy about stuff. Like she's very sardonic, but that's just like sheer joy.
Ordinarily,
I'm
I'm the
wondering
smelliest one here.
Oh, just because he's a dwarf?
Ah.
That's true to real life. Actual dwarves in real life are very stinky.
Keep fighting.
Not like any of them are going to be watching this.
Nobody's
remember
gonna be
it-
watching this.
What?
I said nobody's watching this.
It's quite. After that last one, all the controversies from the stuff we've been talking about, I wouldn't be surprised. First of all, for anyone who does happen to be watching, and if they find that offensive, I'm just joking. But it reminds me of a thing that Bobby Heenan said, or at least he wrote in his book, and I found it very good. He had something. He said something about, I guess the less appropriate term at the time was midgets. He said something like, yeah, blah blah blah, something about midgets, and I think it was like Tony Schiavone or someone turned to him and they were like, Bobby, you can't say that. And he's like, well, why not? He said, we're gonna get so much hate mail, and he was like, well, they can't even reach the mail slot.
That is perfect for both Bobby and Tony.
I think it was Tony. It was definitely
It sounds
somebody else
like Tony.
chastising it. It does, doesn't it?
Yeah. Like, I don't have beef with Tony, but my understanding is Tony's the most easily spooked commentator in wrestling.
I can picture that being the case.
Ah!
Oh, okay, I thought something knocked you that way. I just suddenly saw you coming out from the periphery of my screen. I thought something hit you to do that. I didn't realize that was your special.
I was knocked away by my rage.
Yeah, that's acceptable. I thought something smacked you and you just went flying. It's pretty funny to see, actually.
Looks like meat on
The
a
thing I find
bone.
funny about reloading your throwing axes is that, unlike where Krillian makes new javelins out of the magic in the air or whatever,
Yeah.
so Barden, what it is his axes have a special rune on them that he can just simply hold his hand out like a catcher's mitt and the axes will fly back to his hand.
Oh, cool.
And it's very satisfying because it makes a catcher's mitt noise when the axes come back.
It's kind of like a... thump.
Yeah, like a whoop, whoop, whoop. When
I'll
you
have to
throw
try
all
that.
three, yeah, when you throw all three and they all come back, makes a nice, here we go. Whoop, whoop, whoop.
I
Can you
think I
act-
heard it.
Oh, can you hear
I
it?
heard
Hang
the-
on, I'm gonna do it
Yeah,
without
hang on.
talking this time.
Oh, I don't, unfortunately. I hear you throwing them, but for some reason it's silent when you take them.
Yeah, I guess that's probably one of those things that's not considered to be game critical information for the other players.
That is
I
dead.
suppose so, yeah, less so than the actual throwing sound.
Yeah.
Talking about Tony Schiavone, did you see by any chance? I only just saw this the other day, and I thought it was very interesting. The clip where Cody Rhodes is talking about Zelda with Tony Schiavone sitting right there.
I have not. By
It
the way,
was,
there's a boon in this other direction here. Do we want to go down and
Oh.
grab that first?
Yes, I definitely do. I thought something was going to be in this direction. I thought about going this way, and I thought, no, you probably already went there. And you did, and you found the boon.
Bombs have 50% reduced throwing range in exchange for 50% more damage and 50% greater explosion radius.
Oh, jeez.
So, on one hand, I'm going to be a little bit close for comfort with them. On the other hand, everything
I
dies.
too am surprised.
Yeah.
My standards are slipping.
Yeah, it depends. Oh, I like this map with the goopy, the algae-filled water that we can walk in. Doesn't leave any trace of us actually going through it. It remains completely still, but nonetheless, I think it looks neat.
The Chaos Wastes are a diverse ecosystem, they are.
Yeah, I was gonna say earlier when I started this, the one that we killed ourselves in last time, just a few minutes ago. We started that map on a really nice naturey, forest level, and I'm wondering if these maps are, while randomized, like biome specific to which campaign you start.
That wouldn't make sense for the Chaos Wastes, because the Chaos Wastes are supposed to be on the edge of reality. Like, shit is not supposed to make sense. It's supposed to be
Where
that
does
you
the
can
river
go
lead?
from, a
There's only
Arctic
one way to
biome
move.
to suddenly volcanic to suddenly a perfectly happy green prairie to a fucking jungle.
Oh, okay. So you're thinking that it just maybe happenstance that we got two foresty kind of nature, bog, swamp, whatever. type of maps in a row.
Yeah. Plus, it seems like the uncursed versions of all the maps are designed to look a little bit more idyllic than normal.
Yeah, it just seemed odd that we're getting some more wooded areas here as opposed to getting so much of the snow maps and stuff like that, caves, mines, etc. I'm happy either way. It's just that last level, the one we killed ourselves on, reminded me that it had been a long time since we had a wooded map, so it's nice to see.
Yeah. Oh boy, Fly Stormer!
Ah!
Oh, he's dead, Kruber got
Okay,
him.
good. I was just about to get caught in it. Perfect timing.
The shotgun surgeon strikes again. Money!
I heard you go flying.
Yeah. Slayer.
Yeah. So can you apply that skin that you got onto any class? Any?
No, they're always the cosmetics are always career specific.
Okay. I wonder why that is.
Lore reasons.
Okay, yeah.
The Dwarf Slayer pirates are canonically Slayers, so you can only use it as the Slayer class.
Okay, well that's actually completely specific. Interesting.
Yeah.
Gotta respect him for being that adherent to the lore.
Actually, if you look at me, you'll notice that poking through the top of my hat is the signature Slayer mohawk.
I see. Yes.
He's carved a little part of the top of his pirate hat out.
Oh, he actually has. I thought that was just your hair just clipping through.
No.
You're right. Yeah, it's actually molded around the mohawk. That's pretty great.
Mm-hmm.
Down around or up? Do we know what's around?
Nope.
We can go this way.
They could both or neither have resources. We wouldn't know.
Yep, we'll never know. Never ever. And it's going to haunt us.
It's a mystery to everyone.
Oh, it's the end of the
That's
map.
the
It is a
end of the
mystery.
level. It
Yes,
is
it
no
is. That
longer a
was
mystery
quick.
to everyone.
And that's a good segue back to Zelda. So Cody Rhodes is on the stage. I think this is back when he first went to AEW because people were saying, thanks a lot for what you've done for the company, etc., and starting a new, ironically, I guess ironic, one of those aged great comments. The person in the audience is saying something like, thanks for, you and AEW giving the fans what they want. And, for a minute, I guess that was true. But yeah, the person then fired off a series of questions, the last of which was, and by the way, what's your favorite Zelda game? And I found this clip because, I found the clip because I wanted to see him talking about it, because I never have personally seen him discussing it. I know you've said that he loves it, and I pointed out before that his boots used to have the Triforce logo, but I've never actually heard him discussing it. So I thought, well, I wanted to actually see what he says about it, see how good his knowledge is or whatever. And he almost right off the bat, he was like, Ocarina. I always used to call it Ocarina. Then I heard it was supposed to be pronounced Ocarina, but then he pronounced it Ocarina, so I don't know. But either way, he said Ocarina of Time, and it's really great, and blah, blah, blah. And just as a joke, he turned around, he's like, hey, Tony, what's your favorite Zelda game? And Tony, who's got the mic in his hand, he's just kind of looking at Cody like, huh? And
if only Austin was there.
Austin? Why? What would Austin say?
Austin, it was, one of the WWE PR guys actually mentioned that, so there was a guy that went from being a games journalist to getting hired onto WWE to be one of the talking heads for a while. And he said that one of the most surreal experiences of working at WWE was at one point being in the same room as Austin, and Austin saying, hey, Greg, you're a big game guy, right? And he was like, yeah. Well, what do you think of that Breath of the Wild on Switch? Yeah, it was pretty good.
What?
Yeah, I've been really liking it.
Really?
Yeah. And the guy took a
never
picture and
imagine
everything of Austin holding his Switch and showing that Austin's save in Breath of the Wild.
Yeah, he probably did that because he also refused to believe it. That's incredible. I would never have guessed that A, Austin was even into games, B, that he'd even heard of half these games, and C, actually was super into a Zelda game of all things. That's incredible. Yeah.
I mean, for me, it's trippy along the same lines as Xavier Woods bringing Triple H on for an interview once and asking him at one point, when you ever played many games, and Triple H said, yeah, I've not really been able to for the last 20 years because things kind of amped up around the time of when I took up the game gimmick. And Xavier asked him, what was the last game you ever beat? and Triple H answers Metal Gear Solid, and it's just trippy to imagine Triple H, of all people, playing Metal Gear Solid, sitting through the fucking Hideo Kojima-ness.
Putting yourself, or putting him into the situations that we're familiar with in that game, it's kind of surreal. Like you imagine, as you said, like the Psycho Mantis thing, for example. Like, it's difficult for me to picture Triple H, Paul Levesque, sitting there with controller in hand, reacting to that. Like I can't reconcile that image.
Triple H sitting there for Liquid's rant on top of the Metal Gear. You got all the good DNA. I got the cursed bad genes.
That's what started him out of his bodybuilding career.
Yeah.
He thinks, I've got good genes. Let's exploit them. I want to be a power man. Then this actually will go right along with things. Cody turns to Shivani and says, "What's your favorite Zelda game?" And Shivani's like, "My favorite what?" And then Cody says, "Your favorite Zelda game?" Link to the Past. And Cody's like, "Whoa, wow, really?" The crowd's cheering. Tony stands up and he says, "Hey, let me tell you, I was the only person in my household to beat Super Mario 2. My kids didn't even know it. I woke them up. Those sons of bitches knew that I was the one who beat Super Mario 2. So he's like, "You're damn right I love Link to the Past. You're damn right I know about Zelda." I did not see that coming. I mean, he's just sitting, it was like a mic drop. He's just like literally sitting there in the chair. His position doesn't change. His legs are crossed. He's kind of leaned back. My favorite Zelda game? Yeah. Link to the Past.
Yeah.
It was just like, wow. Yeah, absolutely did not expect that. It was pretty great. And again, Cody jumped up and was like, had him give him 5. Like, Cody, it blew his fucking mind.
I forget who it was. There's somebody that was coming into Dirty in the early 2000s. No, Maven. I think you probably saw this video as well. That one of the first things he saw coming into the Dirty locker room, he was expecting things to be a bit more serious, and one of the first things he sees walking into the locker room is that Kane has dragged in a TV and a PlayStation 2 and hooked it up and was playing PlayStation 2 when Maven walked in one day on his first day.
I feel like I've heard that, but I don't think I saw his video saying that. So you might have somebody might have told me that in the past. Like, I can picture that I can't picture Kane doing it though. So maybe I never did hear that before. Kane would actually have been one of the last people I would think playing a video game. I don't know why.
Yeah.
Big monster, I guess. I can't really imagine him having like fun. I guess.
Plus, like, what we know now is he's a politician and a history nerd. It's kind of funny to think of the two things being simultaneously, the same.
Yeah, I guess that's true. I mean, he's, to my understanding, he's still a mayor, right? Or
Yeah,
is that over?
He still is, yeah.
How long has he been mayor now? Is he on his second term?
Oh, he's been mayor for a hot minute now, yeah.
Yeah, it feels that way. And what city is it? Like Tennessee? Somewhere in Tennessee?
Knox County, Tennessee.
Okay.
I bought the miracle. No thanks needed.
Oh, I thought he was going to say no thanks to you. I was going to comment, I only have 45 coins. Kind of funny when you think about that you can buy a miracle.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess in a way, kind of cynical religion here, organized religion, but I guess in a way that's what a lot of religious people think. It's like, well, if I spend money on the church, and if I, those mega church guys like that Joel Osteen who basically preach that, opulence will get you into heaven, that kind of fucking bullshit.
My opulence will get you into heaven.
Right. It never ceases to amaze me that stuff not only still happens, that people like that can still do that kind of shit, but also that, people still fall for it.
Yeah.
And that it's still even legal. I mean, you'd think, I guess what he's doing is technically illegal, otherwise he wouldn't be doing it. But, I don't know. In the 80s, that was a really big thing. We had, who was it? Jerry Falwell. No. That was the guy that hated the Teletubbies, I think. Yeah, do you remember that? That was just a minute before your time.
The gay Teletubbies thing?
Yes, yeah.
Vaguely.
This there was, I think it was Jerry Falwell. It was a famous reverend who I think is still around, and that's the name that stands up in my head. Ooh. He decided that the purple Teletubby, who also had a triangle as an icon on his antenna, like instead of like they all had various little things on their heads, and that one had a triangle.
I grew up with the Teletubbies.
Oh yeah, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I kind of hate watched them for a couple of minutes. Like my girlfriend would come over from time to time, the one who's a stripper, and I was like, look at this. You have to see this. This is crazy. And she'd be like, why are you watching this? And I'm like, I have to look at it and just be angry. I can't understand this. This is so obnoxious and irritating. I can't pull my eyes away. And, yeah,
Little
after
did you
a
know
couple
they were gay for Satan.
That was essentially the argument, getting back to it, that pastor made. He basically said that because the guy's purple, which I guess, see, I'm used to the rainbow, but I think there was a time when purple was considered the gay color. That might actually, there might be some truth to that. I don't recall. But also the triangle. I guess the particular fact that it was purple and a triangle, which also I guess was a thing. I don't remember that being the case. Now I'm used to it being a rainbow and a flag, not a purple triangle.
Or something a lot more distinctive and a lot less generic.
Yeah, maybe that's why, in fact, because again, I think that he was correct in calling those things to individual gay, not icons, but I don't know how you describe it. Whatever, a color and a symbol. But he decided though that because of that, the show was got a boss. He decided that because of that, the show is basically, promoting a hedonistic, homosexual, filthy, satanic lifestyle.
Yeah.
He tried to lobby to get it taken off the air and all that kind of fucking shit. It's like, it's a children's... It's not even a children's show, it's a show for babies.
Little babies. They're babies.
Yeah, wee little babies.
They're babies.
You could say that Tinky Winky was the queen.
Anyways.
But yeah, it was such a big fucking deal for a minute. It was one of the stupidest fucking things of its era. I mean, like, it's just that kind of weird fundamentalism. There was also a flap about, I think that same Teletubby? No, I think it was a different one. I can't quite remember. There's a yellow and a green one, a purple one, and I think was there a blue one? It doesn't matter anyway. I think there was a red one that...
Inky, Blinky, whatever, and Clyde. There we go.
Pac-Man, very good. It was, Tinky Winky, Lala, and Poe, I think? I don't know what the fourth one would have been.
These could also be Dragon Ball characters.
Yeah. Actually, they do sound like... Well, I don't know about Tinky Winky. Is that actually Dragon Ball-ish? Because if so, that's great.
I don't know, because he had a point, like... That Toriyama, of course, didn't speak English, but he would sometimes just name people random concepts in English. Like, of course, like the main thing, like the Saiyans or whatever, are all named after vegetables. Goku's birth name as a Saiyan is Kakarot, as in carrot. And
that helps to... Oh, no, finish your thought, I'm sorry.
His main rival is Vegeta. The minion that Vegeta comes to the world with is Nappa.
Okay, there you go. I'm glad you said that, because I always forgot to ask the question as to whether or not Vegeta, how do you pronounce it? Vegeta?
Vegeta, yeah.
Vegeta. Yeah, I'd always wondered if that actually was, like, straight up intended to be, like, I'm a vegetable. And I thought, no. But surely, yeah. And I guess, yeah.
Yeah, and they just
Well,
kept
how do you
going.
do that by accident? But nothing that we know of for sure that sounds like Tinky Winky, because I can't imagine a big, light bolt blasting super god having a name like Tinky Winky. But again, it'd be great if they did.
There is Frieza, who has a brother named Cooler, and a dad whose name is Cold.
I adore the guy's art style, but I can't say much for his naming convention skills.
Yeah. Little bit derpy.
Cold. Yeah, a little bit. Just a little derpy. Not the most creative. Or too creative? Question mark? But yeah, there was a Teletubby, I think it was the red one, whichever one that was, that when, like, it was one of those, like, talking dolls where, you press the hand or whatever, it would say, like, whatever gibberish the Teletubbies would say, and it was one of those things to where somebody had one that they thought said something, like,
Hail Satan?
really, like, I think actually, like, very sexual, if I remember correctly, like, oh god, I think it was the Tinky Winky one, I think it was the purple one, again, the quote, gay one. I think it was that one again. Somebody said that it said something about Oh god, it's on the tip of my tongue. What do they think it said? Like something about like touch yourself or some kind of weird shit like that. I don't know. I'm a little bit vaguer on that one. I can't remember exactly whether or not there was any. Obviously, there's no like quote truth to it, but like it might have been one of those things to where like you could kind of hear it if you wanted to, like one of those kind of things, like one of those pareidolia or how you pronounce it. Yeah, like seeing forms in clouds. But I think it actually might have been like also like maybe they found out that it was broken and that it tried to say its normal dialogue, but it did sound like kind of like glitched enough to where it did sound like it said something it wasn't meant to sound, something like that.
Yeah.
I can't recall exactly, but yeah, between that and the the purple triangle, the deadly purple triangle thing, I do remember that. I do think it was Jerry Falwell. He just a bloated bloated blowhard, full of wind.
He also could have said bloated heart, and that would have also
bloated.
been accurate.
Yeah, just a blowhard with a bloated heart.
Yeah.
Just a typical fucking just anything that's even slightly less than Jesus-loving Anglo-Saxon conservative white male. It's gonna be bad. It's gonna corrupt the world. That kind of fucking shit.
This
And
is
that
how
was
the communists win.
Yeah. through the fucking Teletubbies, through a pink gate or a purple gay Teletubby. You're gonna corrupt the toddlers before they even learn how to fucking speak. Yeah, that was a big thing right around. I mean, we're talking right around the time that you were born. Might even been the same year, to be honest.
Yeah, that sounds right.
I don't know if the Teletubbies are still on, but they lasted a long time. I guess they, that was probably, if anything, it was probably Streisand. In fact, he probably, if anything else, brought more of an audience to the Teletubbies. But I don't know if they ever got much bigger than they were in those first couple of years.
Yeah, I'm not an expert on the history of the Teletubbies.
Sadly, nor am I. I aim to change that someday.
There's not enough in the world. We need more. If we have any hope of getting out of this situation, our geopolitical quagmire that we are in, we're gonna need more.
More Teletubbies or more experts on the Teletubbies? Probably both.
Both.
Yeah, definitely both. Yeah, 98 also gave America Pokemon, so that's another thing that you said that
also
you have
satanic and gay.
Yeah, I didn't even think about that. Yeah, well, I don't know about gay. Has that actually ever been a thing? Because if so, I'm not aware of that. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, somebody somewhere, I'm sure, said something about whatever.
Every
like
piece
this
of media ever has simultaneously been accused of being gay by one side and homophobic by the other, without fail.
That's true. This one,
it's almost like there are people who make a living off of causing political problems.
Yeah, almost. That's a crazy thought.
Oh yeah, I'm jumping down here.
I'm gonna join. Oh wait, you went in a different spot than I did. Oh, you went over there.
Yeah, this is how we go forward. You remember we got lost here earlier?
I kind of do. I'm just checking over here to see if there's anything down this other path that we can grab. Doesn't look like it goes very far. Does not appear. Actually, nothing. Not anything. Well, a skull.
Yeah.
So yeah, essentially nothing. I'll be with you momentarily then. Yeah, we were talking earlier about the internet and how long it's been around in our lives. For me, God, the internet. Yeah, I was saying before that the internet first became kind of like a, as you said, like Angel Fire, bulletin boards. You would go to it wasn't even the internet. You would log on to the World Wide Web.
Yep.
That's actually what everyone called it for a while
web.
there. Yeah, you could surf the web. You would surf the World Wide Web, and it was really the first time I ever became aware of such a thing was through Electronic Gaming Monthly magazine in like one of their fall of 1995 issues. They were talking about how they made a new website, and I was like, a website? What does that have something to do with that weird World Wide Web thing I've heard a couple of people talk about in the news? And yeah, they were talking about how you could even you could go to their website. And you could, like, sit in a virtual chair, and you could, like, chat with other people on this World Wide website. And, like, that blew my mind. I didn't understand, of course, being at that time. I was, cognizant, well, not adult, but I was, like, 17 at that time. I still, nonetheless, was so unfamiliar with the concept of the internet, being that this is, like, basically the first time I'd ever heard of it. I didn't know what that meant, and so I thought, like, you can use your computer to talk to other people in a virtual space? Like, what are they, like, can they see you? Like, I had so many questions. I didn't know how it worked. Yeah, it was like such an odd I mean, it's funny now actually saying that while we are talking through Discord and playing a game together
Yeah.
in completely different places. Yeah, to me, still the biggest one is being able to play your copy of 2K, even though at that time I didn't have a copy of it. And in fact, that was on your console too, right?
Yes.
Or no, it was. Well, okay, so yeah, you were playing it on the console, and I was able to play
actually, correct. I'm sorry. When you said on your console, I thought you meant my PC.
Oh, on your particular machine. Yeah, I gotcha. Okay, yeah, either way, it's still just incredibly impressive that, yeah, like, I could navigate your game. Like, I remember when you showed me 2K23, you went to bed that night, and I was like, well, yeah, sure, if you don't mind leaving it on, I'll definitely take a look at it. And, like, for the next couple hours that night, I played your copy of a game I didn't own through your computer.
Yeah.
Like, what? Yeah, that's actually really fucking amazing. So, yeah, back then, that would have made, like, no sense. But then it was roughly 1990, late 97, early 98, when I first actually, like, accessed the World Wide Web for the first time myself. And it was through my sister's web TV. Are you familiar with that? I might have actually even told you about it a long time ago.
I'm not. I don't remember what that is. No.
It was a set-top box. It was something that you would actually put, like you'd connect it to your TV, I guess much like a VCR, and it could access the internet. And so you would be looking at your TV, browsing the internet with, like, this clumsy remote, interacting with this clumsy, very, very, very low bandwidth, very slow, incredibly slow. Well, I don't know if the internet was just that slow anyway.
Pictures have to load in one layer of pixels at a time.
That's not a joke. That actually
No, I
really
remember
did
those
happen.
days.
Oh, really? Okay, so that was still happening when you were young, even. Wow.
Yeah, I lived in the part of Indiana I lived in. My parents were very hesitant to get internet to begin with. They just didn't want to pay for it. Understandably, money was tight for them.
Yeah. Same with me.
And even then, Indiana is very much Comcast monopoly territory, so it just
You've mentioned that.
Yeah, it just gets worse internet than everybody else in the rest of the country, and there's just nothing they can do about it because the government either was paid or honestly just clueless enough that when Comcast said, hey, it'd make more sense if only we got to put wires in the ground, that way nobody is going around putting wires all over the ground, making the landscape of the state ugly. And like I said, honestly, I mean, on one hand, with government, there's a good reason to believe in corruption, but there's also good reason to believe in incompetence, that some 70-year-old fucking balding dude who's struggling to keep his toupee on and is kind of sick of dealing with all these lobbyists that are filing through, gets told this, and he's like, yeah, fuck it, I guess that makes sense. Can we just move on?
Yeah.
God damn it, I want a fucking steak. The thing with politics is you gotta remember that everybody gets pissed at being at their job and wants to move on.
Yeah, actually, I guess that's true, isn't it?
Yeah.
Unless you're the president, I suppose, then you have all the power. Well,
Yeah.
kind of. But you know what I mean. Can't get really much higher.
Should never have come here.
Yeah. Though it is worth noting that almost all the presidents come out of the presidency looking a lot more hot and fucking rode hard and put away wet than they did going in.
I suppose that's true. Can't remember the
Obama
last
was one
time
of the
he left
incredible
saying-
ones to look. He was young and fresh in 2008, and he came out in 2016 looking fucking haggard with a full head of gray hair.
I guess that's right. I forgot that he went out with gray hair. I forgot how handsome he was when he first came in. He was a really young, good-looking guy, and then yeah, he left looking kind of like a haggard middle-aged man.
Yeah.
Which I guess to be fair, he was, but yeah.
JFK would have been the same story if he had actually lived out 2 terms instead of dying half the way through his first.
Yeah, that's right. You and I have talked about that before. I've kind of scoffed at the idea that he's considered like one of the absolute all-time greatest presidents. It's like, well, I mean, you can't really measure that because he had like a quarter of the term that every other president does, at best.
Yeah.
And I like to think, I'm coming.
He had a lot of dumb ideas that wound up haunting the country afterwards as well.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like all the people who say that he's so great, I think literally, and cynical though it is, I think that it bears fruit. I think that just literally he just didn't have the chance to show how much of a fuck-up he was.
Yeah.
I mean, what president isn't a fuck-up? It's very rare that we get one that isn't.
Yeah, I think JFK gets...
so great.
I think JFK gets that, and I think that JFK also gets a lot of unnecessary credit just because, to be honest, he was a good-looking guy.
Right. That goes a
was
long
a
way.
notorious thing at the time, was that he was getting a disproportionately high number of the female voter base because he was good-looking.
Yeah. Yeah, I wouldn't doubt it. Pretty stupid fucking reason to vote for somebody, but I guess I've heard worse.
Yeah, but what was I going to say? There's
We're
a
talking about
quotation.
Comcast.
Actually, I was going to mention something about the idea of dying too early in your presidency for people to...
Oh, okay. I thought you meant you wanted to get back to what you were talking about before. Yeah, by all means, continue.
But it was a line, it was from a Chinese historian, I think, talking about Mao Zedong. They said, if Mao Zedong had died in 1950, he would have been considered a hero. If he'd have died in 1960, he would have been considered a deeply complex man and complicated, and historians would debate him for ages. Unfortunately, Mao Zedong died in 1970.
That's a good way of looking at it. That's true. That's true. I guess I don't. I'm not a historian by any stretch. I don't know this, so you know, it's gonna be like, oh my God, did you really say that? This is honest academic question. Was Hitler not like decent at first, at least to outward appearances? No, he was always just straight up like.
He had always fundamentally from the jump been, you know, Germany is strong, every other country is conspiring against us, the Jewish people are conspiring against us, the Romani are conspiring against us, these people, that people, this people, that people, it's a big fucking conspiracy against Germany. He was well liked at the time because there were a lot of people all over the globe that felt the same way about their own countries and wanted there to be a Hitler for their country.
I see. So at no point was he ever, like, seemingly, I guess you and I would use the word decent.
Nah, no, and that wasn't what he ran on. That wasn't what they elected.
Yeah, true enough.
It was a very bad time in Germany, and they thought, well, here's a guy that that on one hand gives us excuses for why we're fucked, that don't blame us, so we don't have to look in the mirror and think that we're responsible for this. Here's a guy that says he's gonna stop taking shit from France and England, and he's gonna stand up for Germany. Here's a guy that's gonna blah, blah, blah. You get the idea.
Yeah.
By the way, look at my animation. What does Barden do when I open the
chest? Yeah. He put both hands on it, and then very briefly kind of put his hand up against his cheek, kind of like,
Okay,
like, not
okay.
just one finger, but yeah, he kind of rested a hand against his cheek, like, decisions.
Okay, so it seems like the animation everyone plays when they're opening the chest of trials is contemplative, like,
That's pretty cool, I like that.
This is the right choice.
Yeah, it's weird that they always... They seem to, like, regret their decision every time. I don't know why. Somebody always got a line about, like, oh, you know, this is a bad idea, or why did you do that?
Yeah, I always love when they design characters in games like this to automatically regret the player's decisions. Assuming that the player did not intentionally make that decision.
I mean, they make you hold that button for a good long time, so I fail to see how the game would... like, why the game considers it to be an accident.
Yeah.
Like, oh no, I should have thought of this like 4 seconds ago before holding that button. Alright, since we're done with this, I'll get my reward, and then I will talk about the internet more.
Yeah, I guess I can say, well, I'm lucky enough that I'm in a position right now where I'm playing Slayer, and Slayer's pretty simple to play some of the times, where it's just wail away. A little bit less consideration than the other dwarf careers.
Yeah, the only thing I have to be careful about with my character is not to willy-nilly distraught her special ability, not her special ability rather, but yeah, I gotta be careful of that, because it's the cooldown on it is pretty slow, actually. It's probably, I'd say, 2 or 3 times slower than Sienna's.
Yeah, my Carillion is lucky enough, my sister the Thorn Carillion is lucky enough that I got a magic staff where the trait was 20% less heat buildup.
Oh, I forgot that that's also for Sienna. Yeah, I had some stuff on her to make the cooldown even, well, whatever it's called, fatigue, I guess, go down faster.
Yeah.
Alright, okay, I'm going with the one that doesn't talk about throwing bombs, because I don't really usually have any to throw. Or if I do, it's only one. So the internet, the web TV was, like, picture like a satellite box or a cable box sitting there right next to it, right on top of your TV.
Yeah.
And it would receive the internet, much like, I guess, a modern modem would, or a router, rather. And then it would attach the other end to your TV. And you had a remote that could control the box, and that would be your way of, going left, right, up, down. I think you also could optionally get a keyboard, but I believe my sister did not have a keyboard, in which case that meant that she had to rely on tapping a virtual keyboard with a clunky, slow-to-respond mouse.
Yeah,
Or, I'm sorry,
yeah.
not even a mouse, but yeah, remote. So it was like you bring up the little on-screen keyboard and you tap up, 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 you know, down,
Yeah.
left, right, yeah.
Fucking
Oh, it
Xbox
was
360
kind of
typing whenever the game's like, hey, name your character.
Oh, right.
I remember
Exactly.
as a kid, as a dumb fucking kid, I did shell out for the stupid little keyboard you could attach to the controller. What a fucking
Well, I can
waste.
see why you would, though. Oh, was it a waste? It wasn't all that good? Or just...
Well, I mean, of course, several games just didn't integrate the functionality. As long as it actually brought up the Xbox UI for typing, it was fine. But, like, the wrestling games didn't do that. They brought up their own in-game keyboard.
Oh, right. Some games do that. That's right.
Plus, it was a pain in the ass to figure out every time I wanted to type something into a game, I'd have to go figure out where I'd put the damn keyboard. Because you don't want it on the controller most of the time, because it's big and fat and makes the... It's big and makes the controller go from being, you know, an ergonomic design with two handles to being just being a fucking brick.
Oh, it actually attached to the controller itself?
Yeah, you remember the Xbox 360 controller had those ports on the very bottom under, like, the left sticks between the handles, right?
Yes, yeah.
Well, it plugged into one of those ports, and it had on either side grips that then clipped onto the controller's handles.
Oh, okay. I thought it was a separate thing that was like USB or something like that. Although I guess the system probably didn't have USB back then.
Nowadays, if you want to plug a keyboard into your controller, that's just what you do. That's what Addy does in several games.
Yeah, I use wireless, but otherwise same thing, yeah. Yeah, it was very similar to that then, yeah. It was basically like not having that keyboard and tapping the D-pad on your controller, except again, it was like rubbery buttons. Again, kind of clunky, a little bit slow to respond. Like there'd be a little bit of delay. You'd press the button, and then like maybe a half second later, it would move. It was very primitive, very awful. But at the time, yeah, it was like, wow. Like I remember specifically, like I was like, wait a minute, you can just type like anything, and it'll bring up stuff. Like there'll be a page talking about it. Like at the time, I actually literally thought like there will be a page or two, like different things, different people actually talking about this subject. And I remember I just typed up, okay, well, I love French fries. What the fuck, French fries? Let's type up French fries. Search bar, French fries, and it brought up like whatever it would have brought up at that time. You know, like again, like you said, like Angel Fire. Here's a link to like the Betty Crocker website talking about how to make French fries. You know, some shit like that.
Yeah.
And I remember just being like amazed. I was like, I typed French fries and it actually looked up stuff about French fries. Like, oh my god, you can literally look up anything. And that's
And your next step, you pulled up that keyboard again and you typed in PORN.
What I love is that you thought, okay, this is triple fold. After I got talking about the French fries, I was just about to say that naturally the next thing that people are going to do after doing that is look up porn. Part number 2 of this is that you called it exactly same exact thing. You had the same idea that, well, naturally the first thing somebody's going to do is look up porn. And number 3 is yeah,
in front of your sister.
Well, no, whatever opportunity it was, whether it was that first night or not, I don't recall. Yes, as soon as I got the available opportunity, I immediately looked for porn. Yes. So it's great that you and I both thought the exact same thing, and naturally, yes, I actually executed that exact same thing upon first available opportunity. Yes.
That's the 2 basic fucking needs right there, brother. Eating and coming.
Eating and porn. French fries and sex. And yes, I remember, and at that time, I don't know if they had sites with video in 97. I don't know when that kind of, like, I'm sure that many sites had, like, you know, small, like, postage stamped, you know, fucking super pixelated, like, GIFs for videos at that time. I'm sure that was a common thing, but I don't know if there was any, like video more than like a 10-second clip of anything. I figured, you know, like looking back, I wouldn't imagine that there'd be like a place to watch, I don't know, like an hour-long documentary. I wouldn't think that something would have been on the internet back then. Maybe it was, but if so, I didn't see it. So my point is, for me, I had to go with just photos, still images. And getting back to what we were saying a little bit ago, yeah, I remember looking at just like, I can't even remember what I looked up to. I think I just looked up like whatever, like naked women or something like that, right? Just typed like sexy tits, or something like that, whatever it was.
Yeah.
And it would bring up like the that day's equivalent of a Google search page. I'd have like a scroll of whatever, like 50 images or whatever. And I'd like look at the images and think, okay, well I want to look at that one. And I'd click it, and yeah, sure enough, it would be like line of pixels, line of pixels, line of pixels, and it would take like a minute and a half for the picture to slowly take shape. But at the time, it was like, oh, wow, I can get free naked chicks just on the TV at the touch of a button. I don't have to go buy a Playboy book or anything. This is the greatest thing ever. So, yeah, that was that. And, hang on. Let's go ahead and pick a stage so we can move on.
More pilgrim points sounds good to me.
Yes, that plus the extra stamina sounds better to me than the push block angle, because again, I'm always going to advocate for whatever the blocking alternative is, because I never do it.
Yeah.
But yeah, the only other site that I remember at the time, okay, I remember 4 sites. There was the random thing. I wish I knew what it was. I wish I'll never know. But I wish I somehow could have like written down, whatever, remembered exactly what that site was that I landed on when I looked up French fries, because that would have been my very first internet page I ever looked at. And while I'm glad that I remembered, I wish I could go look at it again just to see. Obviously, it would be defunct. I'd probably never be able to find it again. Like, it would probably be long dead and off the internet, but maybe on the Wayback Machine. Who knows? There was that. There was the porn stuff I just described. And then there was, I think I mentioned this to you before in the past. There was a site, I guess an early example of internet humor. There was a site called Mr. T Ate My Balls. Okay, I guess I never described that to you before.
No, but it sounds like early internet humor.
It was basically a collection of various photos of Mr. T arranged in more or less like comic book kind of foundation, like you go panel to panel, and they had like word balloons attached to it where Mr. T was like, whatever, he'd like be walking around threatening a guy or whatever, like, hey, I'm gonna beat you up, fool, or whatever, and they'd get in a fight or whatever, and then Mr. T would end by like, saying, now I'm gonna consume your balls or whatever.
Yeah.
And I think like and there were like, I don't know, like 5 or 6 of them, I think, and like every one of them went the same way. It always ended with Mr. T either claiming that he was going to, or I think in some cases they actually had like a stupid, crudely illustrated like testicle in his mouth or whatever, like superposed on a still image of his face. Yeah, stupid shit like that. Like Mr. T's gonna eat your balls. Just random as fucking nonsense. That was one of the other very first sites I saw. That's the only other one that I remember other than the French fry site. And then, what you got? Fuck it. Oh, you switched your weapons?
I did. I lost access to the perk I had, though.
Oh, no! What made you decide to do that?
Well, I figured it's probably going to be a while before we get the proper upgrade my weapon bit, but I had taken the Slayer one-handed weapons mean more attack speed. Having both weapons be one-handed weapons increases attack speed thing.
Oh, yeah.
I also replaced my throwing axe, which was really fucking dumb. Oh, no, wait, okay, I replaced my melee weapon. Never mind, it's fine. But nonetheless, yeah, I've now lost that talent point that I have for one-handed increases attack speed is now pointless.
That sucks. Yeah, I've used that specifically. That's equipped on my Slayer right now because I thought it was really good. I just gave him double axes for the main and then single axe for the secondary.
Yeah.
Lastly, and this'll you didn't live through the phenomenon, so I guess it doesn't probably mean much to you, but the last site that I remember spending a significant time on was named Forever in Our Hearts, which, no, it's not a memorial site, it was a site dedicated to Titanic.
Oh.
Yeah, the movie was so big that there were a bunch of, I guess, again, like web sites, such as they were at that time, and one of them was all about just talking all about the movie, and like it kept track of what the box office was, and it had like, God, remember what websites used to look like at that time? They had like a still image of DiCaprio and Kate Winslet or whatever, and like the photo of them had an outline around the box. And the outline itself had like a bunch of very basic, primitive, like 2-frame animation sparkles.
Yeah.
You remember stuff like that back in the old days?
Yeah. And that was only, give it a few years, we have MySpace where people would be setting up their pages for themselves like that, and then they'd have fucking Breaking Benjamin playing in the background.
You're right! That's so right! I forgot about that. MySpace was like that. God, that was so many years later, too. That was like a good, 5... Well, no, wait a minute. When did MySpace become big?
Before Facebook.
Right. Okay, my girlfriend was pushed into trying to get Facebook in 2005 or 6, so MySpace would at least have been 2002, 3, or 4, maybe? Maybe even earlier.
Yeah, it's definitely earlier. And
Wow.
You could change the background of your page and shit.
Yes, and that was a big deal. And you could pick whatever song played, I don't know how that worked with licensing or whatever, but yeah, I remember one of my buddies got me to do MySpace for I think he said that it was a good way to meet girls. I guess that was before internet dating became a thing or whatever. And I was like, oh, okay, I'll try it.
How distant in time would that be from the Ashley Madison?
Ashley Madison. Is that the thing where rich people go to cheat?
Yeah, and it got hacked and opened wide up, and they all got exposed.
Oh, I didn't know about that. How long ago did that happen?
Oh, it was definitely somewhere in the space of 20 years ago. It was definitely fairly early internet. Oh, that was hilarious.
What happened? Did you javelin a guy? I saw you aiming, and then...
No, a Rattling gunner spawned where we killed that other Rattling gunner earlier, and he started shooting, and the bullets were catching on the corpse and just pushed it out into the fucking air.
Oh, I wish I saw it.
All right, Chest of Trials, you ready?
Yeah.
But yeah, I'd recommend you look into the Ashley Madison thing. It's probably something you'd find fairly amusing.
I would, because I remember first seeing a commercial for it, and I was absolutely fucking disgusted.
Yeah, what was it?
Thought,
Life is short, have an affair, or something like that?
Yes, yeah, I think that's almost exactly what it said, yes. I think that actually even might have been verbatim what it said. I remember finding it just so disgusting that A, somebody would profit off of somebody else in such a way. You know, the other order, I guess. A, that there would be a website urging and facilitating people being, completely fucking unfaithful to their partners. I thought that was disgusting. And B, that the people running it, of course, would profit from it. I thought that was just,
I think the guy
just about
owning it
every
wound up
way.
getting exposed. I believe that the guy who owned it and ran the site was using it as well. So when it got hacked, he also got exposed and his wife left him.
Oh, I hope that's true. That would make me very happy. I mean, yeah, that to me is an example. All you needed was I don't know, murder, and then you had pretty much almost everything I could think of to hate about people, mankind, whatever.
I guarantee you there's a website for that on the black web, the dark web.
Oh,
whatever.
I'm sure there is. Yeah, I've heard that there's ways to access it, but I'm absolutely not. I would become a much more depressed person by looking into shit like that.
Plus, I think that puts you on an FBI watch list.
I hope it does. I honestly hope it does. I hope people pay attention to whatever goes on, that kind of shit.
My career skill also inflicts bleed on nearby enemies. Okay, I'll take that.
I get some bonuses from enemies getting hit with my ranged weapon, so that's finally a good useful one for me.
Impressive.
Yeah.
But can you do it again?
What was I gonna say? Talking about the Ashley Madison thing. We were gonna go somewhere else from there, and I can't remember where. I don't know if it was even of any importance, but I know we were talking about, God, something having to do with the Ashley Madison thing made me think about, or was it the black web? Something that you just said made me think about something, and now it's on the tip of my tongue. I can't quite remember what it was. Ah, well. If it's important,
what's going on with the dark web is probably horribly depraved.
Oh, that's right. It wasn't even important. I was just going to make a quick aside. I was going to say that, I sometimes, less than maybe one would assume, but I sometimes get depressed even seeing some of that, the death and gore stuff that I see. Often it's very, just kind of, I don't want to say happenstance, but, often it's just, randomly, here's two guys in a fight. One of them pulls out a machete, and it's just kind of oh, that sucks. But
yeah.
I guess I first started looking at that stuff out of just pure morbid curiosity, and then honestly I started doing it more because I was very interested in the how would I put it? I guess for lack of a better term, kind of the forensic element of it.
Yeah.
I was curious to see what happens, what does a body look like if it's been cut up in this kind of way, or if it's been shot or whatever. I'm what does that do? I'm very curious. I mean, I guess that's also still morbid curiosity, but it wasn't just oh cool. It was more I wonder what it is that police officers see. I wonder what it is to be an autopsy surgeon. What kind of stuff do they have to deal with? Oh, okay, this is what it looks like. And then of course there comes a point where it's okay, well, how much can I take? Okay, well, this sounds really rough. Can I watch that? Well, let me see. And sadly, usually it's well, yeah, that was rough, but I was able to watch it. But there are some times, and I won't go into any of the details, but there are some times where I'll see a clip and it's like, man, that sucks. You know, that's just like,
Yeah.
I mean, thank God that the sites are strictly against. I mean, there's only a couple that I know of, but you know, the one that I go to, it's like they are staunchly, they're like, no child abuse and no animal abuse, period. Like, if you do that, your account's gonna be banned, your IP's gonna be banned, whatever. So thankfully, it's just grown people doing horrible things to grown people. But still, you know, and it's often like cartel shit. As I've said before, you see an alarmingly high amount of stuff from Thailand, Brazil, the Philippines. That's where apparently everything horrible happens, and people just like literally they'll just ride by on their bicycles and just look at this horrible atrocity happening in the street and just keep on bicycling.
That Brazil, I'm willing to bet that's specifically the capital.
Really? The capital? That sucks.
I have heard that it's specifically the capital, which Brazil's government is Brazil's capital is pretty fucked, if memory serves.
That's pretty awful. That the place you would assume would be the most prestigious, prideful, you know, fancy, safe, you know, would be the shittiest place to be. That's. I feel bad for all the people that live there. Then.
Yeah, I mean, it depends on the city's position, because sometimes, you know, if it's a city with good access to, like, ports and stuff, then it's inevitable that drugs are going to pop up there, right?
Yeah, that makes total sense. That's actually one of the reasons... No, I'm sorry, go ahead.
And where there's drugs, there's going to be people trying to whistleblow on the drugs. Where there's people trying to whistleblow on the drugs, there's going to be gangsters killing the whistleblowers so they don't whistleblow.
Yeah, again, a lot of the clips that I've seen, you don't ever have to go very far to find clips of a cartel doing some kind of horrific thing to some other person. Often, rival cartel members, but I've seen them do some stuff to, you know, capture police. I've seen videos that were described, and often these videos are labeled just based on whatever information they can find, and half the time it's, maybe not half the time, they're usually pretty accurate. They're usually from like various news sites and stuff like that that are not censored. But often it'll be stuff like, well, we think the story is that this person was a narc or whatever, and so, you know, the cartel went with that and the other, stuff like that. So yeah, it's just honestly, some of the worst stuff I see is, you know, suicides are kind of rough sometimes. I've seen a lot of suicides, and sometimes just like I've seen suicides of a couple like young people. Like I remember seeing one that was like literally like a 13-year-old girl. That wrecked me for like a good week. It's like that just sucked. That's one where it was like, why did I watch this? It's just curiosity again. It's like, can I handle this? And it's like, well, yeah, I didn't want to really see that, but now I have, and that's depressing. And then occasionally there's, I don't know, just like, you know, like you find out that somebody got killed and it was like the wrong person or whatever. You see somebody like do a drive-by and like the wrong person gets shot, just shit like that. It's like, man, you know, just how shitty people can be, you know, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
But anyway, that's the closest I want to get to the dark web, and that's not on the dark web. That's just, I guess, just freely available.
Yeah.
If you know where to look. To get off of that dark subject, though, these, oh, shit. That actually might have answered my question. I was going to say, I was hearing the chanting. Was that who we just ran into, or was that a patrol somewhere else?
The wargors with the banners will always make that chanting noise wherever they go.
Okay, so how can you discern when it's them and when it's a roving patrol that you want to avoid?
The wargor will always be making just the simple chant of Akash, Akash, Akash. Whereas, like if you hear storm vermin marching around in a patrol, they'll be a bit more militaristic and, you know, Skaven voices. Hip ha, hip ha.
Oh
hip,
god,
ha.
so they have like a cadence or whatever. They're not chanting so much as talking in rhythm.
Yeah, it's less of a religious thing with the storm vermin. It sounds less religious chanting and more, you know, actually military. What's the word for what soldiers will like sing in sync to keep their steps in sync, right?
Oh, I know exactly what you're talking about. I know the name too. It's another thing that's going to be on the tip of my tongue that's going to bother me. An hour and a half from now, I'll think about what it is.
Yeah.
What the hell made that noise?
That is the sound of a beastman horde.
Oh, just the beast. Okay, for a second I thought you meant like the big boss or whatever. We can move on then.
So many of them.
What?
The Kruber declaring, "There's so many of them."
Fun to get a couple of Couple of sneak shots as they come up. Sorry guys, we're gone. Haha, fuck you. Oh, it's bugging me now trying to think of what that word is for the military thing, because it is a specific word, and I do know what it is, and it's just eluding me just enough to be frustrating.
It's not related to rally, is it?
I don't think so. No. Oh, God. Another reason why it bugs me is because there was a movie with the title of the word that we're trying to think of, and I can't think of what it is. Leave it to a movie to make me think of it. As I'm trying to determine here, what should we do? Should we go for the thing up top, or should we go to the Shrine of Harmony, which leads to...
Attack speed.
Yeah, what do you think? You want to do that one or the other one?
I think attack speed fits better.
Yeah, I have to agree. I usually prefer that one to the alternative in most cases.
Yeah.
I want to say... I'm probably wrong with this, but I think the word is... I think it starts with a C? That could be just because I was thinking of cadence a minute ago. This is bugging me way more than it should. I'll focus on the game. It's really, really bugging me. I hate when this happens. Okay, I gain 100%... Oh, I asked you this before. 100% cooldown rate decreased by 25% per rarity. Okay, yeah, never mind. We determined that that's not good if I have a powered-up weapon.
Yeah.
This one's okay.
I actually don't like any of the ones they offered. I'm gonna save my money.
Yeah, I only had the one. I'll save on the miracles as well. We don't usually, with another player, I guess we don't usually need the Miracle of Aisha.
Nah.
The one where, I don't know, I'll say that and then watch, we'll get fucked.
Yeah.
Everyone will get downed in some way or another. Alright.
Less elites, more monsters.
That works for me. I kind of like that one. The only one I would want more than monsters would be hordes. I think the monsters are pretty fun.
Yeah. I like fighting elites, personally, but it depends on what kit you got.
Yeah, I think that, for your character, I think that would be a really good target, the elites, but for my character, those are the ones that seem to be giving the most trouble.
Yeah.
I don't know if I've ever played this one before. I don't remember there being a snow level that's so...
White.
bright. Yeah. So white and sunny and, like, wide open. Not wide open, but you know what I mean. It's not like tunnels.
But convenient to what Alicia's saying, I think this map looks different because this is the first time we're playing it not cursed.
Yeah, we probably have played this one before under a curse, and I just don't remember the comparison because of it.
Yeah, somehow it looks different without blood raining from the skies. Oh, sure.
This'll do.
Oh,
This'll do.
This
What? What you got?
they replaced my throwing axe with a great axe.
Is that good or bad?
I'll take it. But
Sounds
now I
like maybe
really
a
wish I
lateral
had the fucking two-handed weapons perk, because I'm killing two two-handed weapons.
You made a complete segue. You went from 2 one-handed weapons to 2 two-handed weapons.
Yeah, to be honest, I'm not really sure where the two specialize differently.
Yeah, I don't know. I also think it's weird that they consider the two single-handed axes, the dual axes, I guess, for lack of a better term. It's odd to me that they consider that to be a one-handed weapon, since, you know, you're holding a weapon with both hands, but I guess simply because you're not holding the same weapon with both hands, it doesn't count.
Yeah, it's 2 one-handed weapons rather than...
1 two-handed weapon.
Yeah.
Which works for me. I mean, that's my preferred style. So for me, that perk is, or that boon or whatever, is a very good one.
Whenever we get around to, if you ever get around to unlocking the Winds of Magic weapons, by the way, the throwing axe also counts as a one-handed weapon.
And does he hold it with 2 hands?
No, he holds it with 1 hand.
Ah, okay. Just out of curiosity.
Yeah, I was just mentioning it because it is important, because it's a weird weapon for the Slayer since it's his only ranged weapon.
Oh, I suppose it would be, that's right. Do you know if you can equip it with the dual axes?
Yeah.
You can! Oh, that definitely sounds like a build I want.
Yeah.
Actually, that sounds like
flamethrower,
Titan.
Red Ogre.
Oh, you got him.
Yeah. Though, with that said, if you really wanted to rock a build entirely focused around the throwing axe as your primary weapon, you probably have to take it on Ranger instead, because it can be put on Ranger or Slayer.
Well, I really like one of the reasons that. Well, actually, oh, there's a boss.
There they are. Yeah, let me.
It's fun to watch him leap. Now, oh,
Later.
Oh, I thought he went off a cliff. Unfortunately,
I'm going with him.
That was still funny.
Face me! He failed.
Yeah, he went down pretty easy, actually.
My glorious death still eludes me.
You could always hurl yourself off a cliff
That's true.
again.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's glorious, but it's impressive at the very least.
Yeah, but the gods don't count that one. I just go to hell.
That's
that's bad. That's bad.
Yeah,
We may not be able to help you.
I'm
I
sure
don't
you
think
can. I'll see you later.
Yeah.
I was like, well, I don't know why they didn't come back this way. There's a bunch of coins and shit. And yeah, unfortunately, he came out of nowhere.
Yeah, we couldn't because we dove down a cliff.
I saw that. That's why I didn't do that. I figured, well, let's check this other place first. But yeah, I guess I was the only person who had that idea.
I'm sorry.
It's all right. It's kind of my own fault. Lack of communication.
Yeah.
She was useful, I'll give her that.
He ran away laughing after he stabbed me to death. That was rude.
Yeah. And the thing is, I'm going to be seeing him again because he's going to eventually get back to me.
I wondered how that works.
I'm going to give it a little bit for you to respawn.
Oh, that's fine. Do whatever you gotta do. I'll show up. Although you never know. Do I spawn randomly somewhere farther ahead of you, or is it like based on distance?
I don't know. Oh, there you are. What? Loot rat. Okay.
Oh, I didn't know what that noise was. Now I know. The weird wiggly sound is a loot rat.
Oh, don't tell me I have to jump down a cliff to get to you. There's a boon and a chest of trials back here.
Oh yeah, I'm in a fight arena. That's
Oh,
alright. I'll figure
piss.
this out. It's alright.
All right, let me get the boon and the chest of trials, and I'll get you.
Yeah, you definitely get it at least.
God damn it, the fucking ninja's still somewhere around here, and I don't have a ranged weapon.
I actually see him. I think. Yeah, I think he just got killed.
Yeah, he did.
What was I just gonna say? We were talking about. Oh yeah. It's just kind of worth noting that I think one of the reasons one of the reasons why we're able to beat that boss so handily is I finally have a useful thing for my my not super useful special, which is I got a boon that makes it to where when I fire off the special, I think we get for 10 seconds an extra 15% damage.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's that talent I have equipped on my my Sister of the Thorn. I really like it.
Oh, okay. Yeah. It's very useful, especially because my character can shoot off those specials relatively rapidly.
Yeah.
Okay, I see a bunch. It's funny watching the rats go to get you. Like I'm seeing what's happening. I'm seeing them coming to get you.
Fuck it, I'm gonna open this chest of trials now.
Yeah. Oh, do I lose out on that too?
I guess so, yeah, because it's
Oh,
still up
man.
the ledge here.
You look like you're on the same plane as me.
Spawning, I think, a troll. I could probably deal
I
with
don't
it, though.
see one yet. I don't know if it'll spawn by me or by you.
Nope, it spawned by me.
Okay. I mean, I would assume it would, but I'm seeing the other enemies coming for you from my end.
Jesus.
So I wasn't sure.
Fucking machine gun, there we go. Bad time for a machine gun, good lord.
I'll let you know if I see another special coming your way. Yeah, there is a ninja who's going to be coming your way. Don't know when, but he's on the move.
Chop, 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 chop! Okay. Shit, my Slayer may at this point be able to solo monsters. Jesus.
Oh, I'd believe it.
Slayer gets pretty strong.
Yeah, that's probably my second favorite character / build. Right now, Carillion is still my favorite. Wayfarer is my favorite. Then I would say your Slayer there.
Yeah.
And then I like Sienna quite a bit. I don't know. I haven't really tried Salty too much, but the little bit I've tried of Kruber, he seemed very slow. But again, I didn't have any like speed up perks on him or anything like that. That'll come with time.
Yeah, he's definitely a bigger, heavier kind of guy who wants big swings that kill multiple dudes.
I do like that though. Yeah. It's really cool to swing and just like knock down 3-4 enemies at a time.
Yeah.
What did you just say? The power of what compels thee?
I would assume Sigmar, knowing Saltspire.
Oh, probably. I can only assume that's a direct Exorcist reference.
Probably, yeah.
I'm always a fan of popular movie references, if they're done well.
Oh, I hear you, Mr. Chaos Warrior. You're gonna get chopped. He got chopped.
Sounded like it was a pretty prompt chop at that.
Yeah. Shit, this does some fucking damage to the Chaos Warriors. This big axe.
Does it have extra piercing qualities, do you know?
Yeah, it does.
Ah, okay.
Good armor piercing on this son of a bitch.
Nice.
What is your problem, Saltspire? Man enjoys getting his good dwarf enjoys getting his drink on, and crying into his cups. Why doesn't she love me?
I like on one hand I can't really picture a dwarf doing that because they seem so jolly, but at the same time I super can. Like I can picture a dwarf just being like really, really emotional.
Oh shit! Chaos spawn!
Out of nowhere.
No shit.
Like an RKO.
Ow. Chop, chop, chop! There we go. Down you go.
Yeah, I think our team's really pretty good.
Yeah, we've definitely got some strong anti-monster going on.
Yeah. Yeah, I think I have the speed, you've got the strength, I've got the... Well, yeah, I guess we both... Well, we both have the range. But I still have a lot of range. I think actually the other guys have pistols as well. I think that's what the build called for that I looked up.
Yeah. Alright. Get the fuck out of here.
Man, I wish I could have went and gotten some of the prizes you got. I lost on 2 cool things.
Yeah, I wish so too. That pissed me off.
Yeah, that's alright. I guess I should have just said, oh, I'm going this way. I saw where you could jump down. I think it was right where the troll got killed. And I was like, well, let me check out this other area just in case. I ignored the first rule of caving. Always tell someone else where you're going to be.
Yeah.
That's how that guy got fucked up in the one that movie was made out of, 127 Hours. He normally made a habit of telling people where he's going to be, and for whatever reason that time he didn't. And he was in the middle of a fucking cave system in Utah.
Yeah?
You saw that movie, right?
No, I haven't. I know the premise.
It's, even though you know what happens, it's actually really good.
Yeah?
It just portrays the struggle very, I don't know, in a very compelling way. Good director, and James Franco is surprisingly a good actor.
I don't think I ever had a problem with James Franco.
I never did either. I just never really pictured him as like an actor, like a good actor. He's always in those silly ass movies with oh god, he's like
Stoner Brigade.
Yes, thank you. That's all you need to say. Exactly. Yes, and that kind of stuff turns me the hell off. And so when I saw that he was actually in that movie, like doing a really like good, believable job, it was like, well, you know, I kind of wrote the guy off. I guess he's pretty good. He was in the first of the more recent Planet of the Apes movies as well, but he didn't really. I mean, he was fine. He was fine, but he played I don't think he played necessarily a scientist, but God, maybe he did. I can't remember. He played somebody who worked in a lab. I can't remember exactly what his title was, but like that was a little bit far-fetched.
Yeah.
I remember there's a James Bond movie that had Tara Reid as a scientist.
Oh,
no,
right. No,
that would have been worse, actually. It was Denise Richards.
Yeah, Denise Richards. There was another movie where Tara Reid played a scientist, but it was not Bond. It was...
Was that Alone in the Dark?
I think it was.
The Uwe Boll movie?
It must have been
That had
Uwe Boll. He's one of the only people that'll fucking cast her.
Right. I don't know what her situation is. She seemed like a nice girl. I never heard anything about her being like a bitch or anything, but I know that like she went from being in like the stupid American Pie movies to getting a really, really like famously, publicly famous, horrific boob job, and then I just kind of quit hearing from her. It's like she went away from movies because she was embarrassed, or maybe I don't know. I can't think of any other reason. I never heard anything bad about her.
It's a good question with routine B actors. Are they that way because Hollywood doesn't want them, or are they that way because they don't want Hollywood? You know?
That does happen sometimes, definitely. In her case, I would assume that she was probably just kind of like snubbed, but I don't really know the whole story. It's entirely possible she could have just been like, I mean, because again, like she got like famous bad publicity for her boob job. I guess it was like really botched. She had to get him removed, then she had to get him redone to make him look semi-normal. And I think maybe amidst all that, maybe like the publicity was just too much, and she might have pulled back a little bit. I don't know.
Plus, you gotta figure, there's going to be some people who see the depravity of, like, some producers and just go, alright, fuck this.
That does happen, I'm sure, yeah. Even for Hollywood, some of them have their own particular standards.
Yep.
Yeah,
beyond that, there's even just business practices. Roger Corman always stuck to the B side of things, because Roger Corman loved saving money, and Hollywood frequently does not.
I'm glad you brought him up. I forgot that the other day I looked it up. It is Roger Corman.
Corman, okay.
Yeah, well, I'll
But
put it this way.
Corman
He
sounds
was David
cooler.
Letterman. What's that?
I said, but Corman sounds cooler.
Oh, I mean, by all means, call him whatever you like. I mean, I know that sometimes you say Dynasty Warriors, and I say Dynasty. Both are fine.
Yeah.
You know, both are, I guess, in their own way correct. So, I mean, like, it's, I mean...
Dynasty flows off the tongue for me.
It does, yeah. I've rarely ever heard it pronounced Dynasty. I have heard it pronounced that way other than you, before you, but because I've heard it more Dynasty throughout most of my life, that's just what I default to. And so I don't want to correct you, and I won't subsequently do so. Like, if you ever say Corman, I'm not going to be like, well, hey, no. I mean, by all means, say it. You don't have to apologize if you say it, whatever, nothing like that. I just, the other day I was curious, and so I looked up a clip, and the first one I found was, oh, see, here we go. If I'm connected to you guys, it does damage.
Okay,
It's
keep
always
your
on this
distance.
fucking map. Yeah, I'll just try and stay on the move. Yeah, like, he didn't specifically say it himself, but it was a clip of David Letterman, and, he's like, oh, here we are, Roger Corman, folks. And, he came out and he didn't, like, say it's Corman or anything like that. So while it still could be, I know that he was called Corman, and he didn't have anything, like, he didn't dispute it.
It would be funny to imagine him getting up there, though, and being like, it's Corman. David, I know why your wife left you. She was right.
Wow! Just from that one mistake, that's wow. And what's funny is I don't know if you know anything about him, if you've ever seen him before, but he's like a super nice guy. Just like very friendly, smiling, pleasantly spoken, just like a really nice guy. So to picture him just going off like that,
yeah,
just because someone pronounced his name, that's great.
I've had enough.
It's the final straw.
The final insult.
Yeah, the final insult, which wasn't even meant to be one, just a simple accident that he could make. But nope, that's enough. That's just enough.
Just, by the way, I have a boon that makes it where whenever I throw a bomb, I instead throw two.
Oh, nice. That's gonna be pretty good.
And yeah, I took a bomb of infinite potions and liquefied a Minotaur.
Oh, no, I was wondering why there hasn't been a boss over here at all.
Yeah, no, we had a boss over here, past tense.
Oh, yeah, I've just been slashing away at the underlings. I guess you've been taking care of all the rest over there with that particularly good combo you got going on.
Yeah. There's some storm vermin wrecking Saltspire, but I got it.
Heh. Yeah,
I
think we
don't know how to pierce armor, dwarf. Help!
I would think that Carillion's daggers would be a little bit of piercing. Maybe they are, and I don't know.
Well, daggers are good for finding the weak points in armor, but not for breaking through the armor itself.
So do you think that would mean that they do not have a high piercing rating?
No.
Like,
yeah,
is that
I
what
think
piercing is
the
in this
dagger.
game?
As a matter of fact, I think daggers are not considered armor piercing at all.
Okay. That's a surprise.
Yeah, because like I said, in real life, it's good for finding the weak points in armor, but the weapons that are considered armor-piercing by this game are weapons they're supposed to just crack right through.
I see.
So, axes and hammers, mostly.
Yeah, you know, I was gonna say that I think that was the case with Kruger when I played him earlier, but then I think it actually said that his glaive or his battle axe or whatever it is, whatever his default item is, I think it said that it's got good armor piercing. I think, but
the halberd does, and so should his greatsword.
Yeah, I think I was using his greatsword. All I remember though is that again I tried to use him. You know, I was having trouble fighting those the Red Skaven that had the armor that or the shields I could. Oh, it's shields. I hadn't thought about that. Shields is different. I guess shields would be different.
Yeah. Especially since the Storm Vermin have unbreakable shields.
That would have been it.
So what it is you just have to stagger them. You have to keep pushing them or beating on the shield until they lose their guard.
Yeah, that actually makes more sense. Who's... Oh, I have to do the thing. That's right.
Yeah. Off we
like,
go!
How come the orb isn't teleporting us? Yeah. Alright, another... That went pretty swimmingly.
Have I got my Barden up to level 30? If I get Barden up to level 30, then Sienna will be the only one left I don't have at level 30.
Wow.
Yeah.
What level is he at?
Let's see. I've made it to level 29. Am I gonna make it to 30? Let's see.
Gonna be close.
Ooh, just short. Ah.
Oh, that sucks. I hate that.
I'll play Barden again. I wanted to play Ranger anyways.
He is a lot of fun. Oh, I don't know about Ranger, but just Bard in general.
Yeah.
You know, I forgot to mention earlier, I think that as a reward... God,
we only went on one curse level.
What's that?
We only went on one curse level.
What? Really?
Yeah.
That would have been the last?
Yeah.
Well, that was probably all... really?
Yeah.
I guess now that you mention it, who was the person... Who was the god? Do you recall?
Slaanesh.
Okay, so that would have been stuff like the... would that have been the blood tornadoes and the...
Nope.
The one where you have no, that's not the blood tornadoes. Okay. You tell me then.
The three we've had for Slaanesh are the one where you have to keep your health goes down, but potions heal you.
Yes, that one I remember.
The one we just got, which is when you're in the vicinity of another player, then any damage you take will also apply to them.
Yeah.
And the other Slaanesh curse we've run into was the one that we actually thought was quite good, which was no item pickups in the level. Instead, enemies when killed may create a orb that when struck will create item pickups.
Yeah, that one was just fine for me. I actually rather enjoyed that curse.
Yeah, that one, it seemed like we got far more than we ordinarily would have.
We did. We absolutely did.
I think if you're perhaps one of the players going on a speed run, that can create trouble, because we tend to sit still in one spot and just keep killing.
Yeah, part of that I think might be a little of that is subconscious. I think that because I so dislike when the other players I play with just rush forward. I mean, they just rush. They'll like occasionally like look back if they're in like an open area. Like, is there anything else? No, okay, keep going. Like that. I just that is like it's still a fun game, but that is so opposite of how I play. You know, I don't want to just sit and drag ass and stand there for 10 minutes just not doing anything, obviously. But I mean, I want to, you know, I want to enjoy the game. You know, so yeah. So I think it's easier for me to stop and kill hordes and shit because it's fun. I like doing it.
Yeah.
But what I was going to say a little bit ago is that I think it might have happened during the curse, or rather during the campaign. I think I might have gotten a boon or something that I believe it showed me. It seemed like I got, I think, red daggers, but I don't have them in my inventory. Is that like a reward or something that you unlock? I don't. I know you weren't there to see exactly what happened, so I don't know if you can answer for that. But is there anything weird about getting red items?
You may have unlocked an illusion, but I would think that... Were the daggers themselves red, or was the background red?
It went by so quick, I can't recall, to be honest.
You may have just got a new skin for your daggers, then.
Yeah, I'd forgotten about that till you just said it, and I think that's probably what's gonna wind up being. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and cut my recording, and then